On this week's show, Disney on D.I.C.E, iOS Infinity 2.0, and Jasmine's release. All this and more on episode 75 of the Inside Infinity podcast.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, executive producer on Disney Infinity, and you are listening to Inside Infinity, the first official Disney Infinity podcast on the net.
Inside Infinity is brought to you with support from Evilos Customs. Evilos.com is your #1 place for custom Disney Infinity figures like this magnificent custom Crystal Mickey that will be given away on the show. Details later in this episode. If you want your very own custom Disney Infinity figure, head over to Evilos.com to find out more. Hello everyone, welcome to Inside Infinity episode number 75, recorded February 2nd, 2015. I am your host, having a really rough day, Will Kelly, and joining me tonight from a hiatus back, Mr. Lloyd Hannison. Lloyd, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well, Will. Thanks for having me on the show. I was wondering if I'd ever be on the show again. I don't know. I think there was something conspiring against me to appear on the show, but I am back.
I know what you're getting at, but no, Steve C did not pay me off to keep you off of this show.
Who? I'm talking about.
Oh, too funny. Well, I was so happy to have you back, my friend. It's been too long, and I appreciate you having patience with me as we got the show started. I apologize to all those in the chat room. We were having some technical difficulties. We were having some Will difficulties in that intro. I love it when Lloyd is sitting there laughing at me on this side of the screen. It just is no better encouragement than that.
And gestures and things, right. Because I wasn't on camera, so it shouldn't have mattered, right? Well,
it's right to no one else. But I think so highly of you, it always matters.
My heart.
I'd like to welcome everyone to this episode of the Inside Infinity podcast. We have a great show ahead for you, and if you would like to watch us live and listen to us live and chat with us, you can do that. Just head over to apps.disneyinfinity.tv/live. Have a good group in there. We have Jason from Infinity Inquirer. Welcome. Romulus is back. Justin Boondog Man, how you doing, buddy? Captain Disney, full of gunk. We have TJ and maybe Julie from the Pixar Post. Disc Primitive, Lord Jashiro, Lincoln Hayes, Matt 88, Somewhat Awesome Games, and there's another name. I do apologize, it's cut off for me, but I would like to welcome everyone on tonight's show. I think it's going to be a good one, and Lloyd and I were pretty excited about that. Before we get things started, though, I do want to mention the Inside Infinity or Disney Infinity Fans Forum, #1 Disney Infinity related fan forum on the internet. They have a great community over there, great discussions. They have trading. They talk about all the latest rumors. So make sure you head on over to DisneyInfinityFans.com to find out more about them. Lloyd, I don't know if you saw this. You probably did because you're part of the team chat, but wanted to give a few shout outs to birthdays that are happening this week. First off, I want to mention one that happened last week to Stuart Malcolm, Crazy by Nick on the developer team. His birthday was last week, and forgot to mention it last week, so I want to make sure we squeeze it in this week. So happy birthday to you, Stuart. I'd also like to say happy birthday to a couple D.I.C.E team members. First up, John Hyde, who is the one responsible for our Instagram, and then Mr. Lim Filia, social media guru, all things social media, aka Bad Gamer, also great Disney Infinity streamer. So happy birthday, gents. You guys deserve it.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Lim, right before show start, was saying he was showing me his packaging of what I think Ronan and who was it? Not Green Goblin. I don't know, but his son couldn't wait until tomorrow, so I think he let him open it up tonight, which is kind of cool. So I'm like, whose birthday present is that, Lim? Is it yours or your son's?
That's awesome. That's kind of how it is in my house. I walk in with something new, and it's torn open before I can even into the place to play with it. They are toys, granted, so
right.
Be playing with them, not me. But sometimes I like to open things myself, or not open things, as Jason tried to get me to open those above me earlier today. but didn't happen. I was strong, Jason.
The infamous amiibos you have in the background. You have a few open, and most of which are still in the packaging.
Yeah, I like them. I don't know if I'm going to collect them, but I have to anyway, just because. Why not?
Don't want to add another one on the list, huh?
You know, yeah, Disney Infinity is enough. I've already dropped the other guy. I'm playing with them, but I'm kind of sick of the amount of stuff that I needed to buy for the last game. So I'm kind of done there. But I'm a huge Nintendo fan, as you can tell by my background. So there are my favorites in the Nintendo universe that I have to get.
Cool. Well, yeah, they're cool. I mean, I've seen them in store, and the old school gamer in me kind of wants to pick a few up just to have on the shelf. But I've stayed strong so far, and I've yet to get any.
No, they're amazing figures, like super detailed. As detailed as Disney Infinity is, in Disney Infinity style, like very blocky and rounded and awesome looking. The amiibos are about the same, but in Nintendo, like they're true to the game, which is really nice to see.
You know, I don't know. I think for that, I might prefer that. I guess you can't really argue they're any less iconic than Disney characters, but I don't know. They've always been video game characters, so I kind of like to see them in that representation.
Yeah, like details on like shields and swords.
That's
and
awesome.
Even Link's face.
The stance, how he's kind of like jumping.
Don't like that, but what are you gonna do?
Right.
They're pretty awesome. I like them.
It's cool.
But this isn't an amiibo show.
It's not an amiibo show. It's a Disney Infinity show. Before we get things started with the news of the week, we want to mention that Crystal Sorcerer Mickey at the top of the show. So how this is going to work is we've changed things on the blog, so you don't need to go and comment. What we want you to do instead this time is we've started a new Facebook community group. And so head over to our Facebook community group. Just search for Disney Infinity TV. We have a podcast or I don't know, a page, and then we also have a group. So we want you to go to the group. We're going to post up about this week's show. And all you got to do is just throw a comment in that post telling us whatever. Telling us that you like the show or just adding to the conversation. As long as we see your name in those comments, then you are entered to win that Crystal Sorcerer Mickey custom painted by Evilos Customs, evilos.com. And we'll be announcing the winner for that next week. Cool, Lloyd. Let's get things started, shall we? Yes. Oh.
I was muted there for a second. Let's.
Awesome. All right. So the first item of business here is Disney Infinity at D.I.C.E. And no, you did not hear me incorrectly. We said on D.I.C.E., not on ice. This is not Disney Infinity's or Disney's latest on ice thing.
It's not these things either.
No, it's not those things either. This is D.I.C.E. And D.I.C.E. is, Lloyd, actually, I'll let you seem to know a little bit about it. I would give the brief kind of paragraph that's on their website. But this is kind of a pretty big deal. So D.I.C.E. stands for Design, Innovate, Communicate, and Entertain. And this is the D.I.C.E. Summit. So they have a summit every year.
Yep.
It's an exclusive high-level conference gathering the brightest and most creative minds dedicated to exploring approaches to the creative process and artistic expression as they uniquely apply to the development of interactive entertainment. It's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah. I mean, D.I.C.E. is something interesting. It's kind of a it's more of a look into the art that is video games than it is like an E3, which is a get all the nerdery together in one room and have guns and various other crazy loud things. D.I.C.E. is more I don't know, artsy of a conference, of a summit than a lot of the other ones that are out there. You have like the D.I.C.E. Awards come out around the time. Various keynote speakers over the years. I think Gabe Newell was last year's, and J.J. Abrams was in there. Bobby Kotick. I'm trying to think of other ones that did it, or maybe Gabe Newell was a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, it's interesting. It's talking about the the awesomeness that is video games, but not talking about the video games themselves so much. Just talking more about the art and the artistry that goes into creating them. It's kind of an interesting little thing in our industry.
Yeah, and it's very much industry specific or focused. I think it's held in pretty high regard in the video gaming industry. It's not like the old school Spike video game awards shows. It's nothing like that. It's really
definitely not a video game award show.
Yeah, give it the respect it deserves. So a tweet went out today by the official Disney Infinity Twitter accounts at Disney Infinity, and they are saying tune into the D.I.C.E 2015 live stream on February 5th, so 2 days from now, 3:20 Pacific Standard Time, to learn about the creation of the toy box. So, and this right here is a link to that to the D.I.C.E live stream. So, if you want to check this out, make sure you kind of bookmark that, and we'll actually put the link in the show notes as well, so you can take a look at it. But it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. Lloyd and I were discussing pre-show, like what exactly does it mean? Are they going to tell us any secrets? Or are they going to tell us about kind of the development of the toy box and is that from like a 2.0 perspective or from an original incarnation perspective? I mean, we don't really know, but they're okay showing it publicly. So, I mean, I doubt it's going to be anything that top secret.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very vague, the announcement. So what I'm thinking is they're probably going to have a speaker of some form will be there, whoever it is from Disney that will come out, and they'll give just a little press conference type thing, but without really announcing any news. They maybe might discuss what it was like to develop, maybe some of the more interesting things with the toy box, all the generators and all the other characters that will just go around and build stuff for you. Stuff like that I could see would be in a talk like that. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a great announcement. Maybe there's a secret figure or two that are coming out that we might know about already but haven't been publicly announced. Maybe they'll talk about that stuff there.
Yeah. And yeah, like you kind of alluded to, Lloyd, I doubt it's going to be that long or that grandiose of an event. If it starts at 3:20 Pacific, that's just you can tell that's a time slot. Like, they're filling slots for presentations, and that's one of them. So yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
Regardless, it's cool nonetheless. Just the fact that they've been Disney Infinity and Disney Interactive has been invited to present at the D.I.C.E Summit.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. The next item on the list. Yep.
Infinity Inquirer just dropped some stuff in the chat. In this 20-minute presentation, representatives from Disney Interactive and Avalanche Software will discuss how the introduction of the Disney Infinity game platform is breaking down borders both inside the Walt Disney Company and in the global gaming universe of consumers and game developers.
Awesome.
So that's interesting. Kind of a neat talk. So it's not going to be maybe specifically on any part of the game, just more on what Disney Infinity means to the industry and to a company like Disney.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know what? I think I might prefer this. It sounds like it's going to give you a little bit of an inside look at Avalanche Studios and the process, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool. A fun thing to. Hopefully they'll broadcast it on YouTube or something after the fact.
Yeah,
so check it out.
Sweet. Thanks, Jason, for that. InfinityInquirer.com. You posted the link in the chat. I will include that link directly to the brief on the time slot for Disney's talk. So thank you for that. Let's continue on. All right, Lloyd. Next up, we have Rocket Raccoon CE, the collector's edition, if you want to call it that. It looks like it's going to be delayed. So this is that GameStop exclusive, bringing it up on screen here. And this is coming at you from Infinity Inquirer. So GameStop's Rocket Raccoon Collector's Edition pushed back until February 21st. Originally scheduled the 14th. Who knows if that original date was going to be just a stand-in or not. Lloyd, looks like you're about to say something.
No, am I the only one that doesn't understand why these exist?
I'm right there with you.
Like, I get the case, like sell the case, sell the special edition box that has special backgrounds. I
Right.
get, but to include a figure that this is months after this figure originally shipped.
Right.
So people that wanted Rocket Raccoon probably already own Rocket Raccoon. I don't know. It just seems odd. I don't get it. Just like the Jack Skellington one, like I loved the box it was in. I wanted to buy the box separately. I didn't want to buy another copy of Jack Skellington that I already owned. So everybody in the chat room saying it's about the money, which I get, but they could make 1 million of these and not have to worry about sourcing the figures from Disney and then make more money from selling. I don't know. It's an odd thing to me. I'm not interested in them in the least, and I'm a collector, so that says something.
Yeah, I mean, if the figures themselves are different in any way, I would be more inclined. But the base or the case itself is not enough for me to go out and buy another Rocket figure just to have that case. The case is cool, but yeah, everyone in the chat seems to be saying the same thing. It's a money grab, and it's kind of unfortunate, but a lot of Disney Infinity is. We're even going to touch on a little bit of that later in the show.
Awesome. Spoilers.
All right, so the next one kind of coincides with that, and that is the Nick Fury collector edition release, being released tomorrow. So this one you can get same time as you can Jasmine, and looking for where's it at, Lloyd? Where's it coming? Best Buy. So you can get the Nick Fury. I'm going to bring this one up on screen. This is coming from again Infinity Inquirer, and it's a screen grab from Best Buy, and there he is, sitting at $18. You know, it's not a bad price for the figure and the case. You can see it has a shield background, but again, it's the same sort of deal. Came out the same time as Fury. Came out the same time as Rocket, and yeah, I don't know. It comes out this week, and that's the news item. So, but I guess the same things can be said about it as you can say for Rocket. Since we're on the topic, you can also see that Jasmine and the Aladdin Toy Box Pack both coming out tomorrow. So again, February 3rd. So you can buy the individual Jasmine figure, and then you can buy the Aladdin Toy Box Pack that includes those 2 power discs. I know lots of people are really looking forward to that Jasmine figure. I know I am. Just excited for her as I am Aladdin. What about you, Lloyd? Are you planning on picking up either the 2-pack or just the Jasmine figure alone?
Yeah, I'm planning on picking up the 2-pack. That's pretty much the only figure I don't own already is Aladdin. Didn't pick him up because I wanted the 2-pack with the 2 discs, so I can finally go out and play with both of them. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yep, it will be cool. Excited about it. So
my daughter is so ridiculously excited for Jasmine, so I can't wait to pick that one up and have some DI fun with the family.
You know, it's funny. I remember a lot of conversation with 1.0. We discussed the lack of Disney princesses or just female characters in general, and we haven't really had that conversation nearly as much this generation.
Merida and Tinkerbell and Jasmine, and then you have Maleficent, which really isn't a princess, but I guess part of that world. There's a lot of female characters now, which is great. I mean, one had female characters too, but there was odd ways to get them. Like you had to buy toy box packs, or you had to buy multi-packs mainly to get them initially. So it's kind of nice to have the ability for the female gamers out there and the male gamers that like playing with those figures as well. I mean, it's not just exclusive to females that like to play with them, but it's nice to have a lot more of an outlet for your favorite characters.
Absolutely.
Pick them up and play with them. And the beautiful thing about this being the second game is now there's multiple versions of the game's characters out there to go collect and pick up. So like pretty much my daughter, she plays with Vanellope, she plays with Violet, and now she wants to play with Jasmine and Tinkerbell. She loves Tinkerbell as well, where my son loves Stitch and he loves like Spider-Man and Nick Fury and all those characters as well. So it's kind of cool to see. I have a son and a daughter, and see where they gravitate towards in their gaming. They do both like throwing each other off cliffs, though. So that is
Regardless of gender.
That is cross genders. While the figures may not be.
It's too funny. Too funny. Yeah, it's great. It's just funny. It just kind of, I haven't thought about it in a long time, and that's one of those things where it's like you kind of forget when they fix things sometimes, because it's not as noticeable as when they're not broken. It's not the right word, but needs improvement.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not complaining, then they're doing a good job, I guess.
Exactly. We can't have that.
Well, let's get to some complaining then.
Please. Yeah, you could not have given any better a segue, Mr. Hannison. So now we are going to discuss the big news of kind of last week, and that is the drop of iOS 2.0, Disney Infinity 2.0, excuse me, on iOS. And yep, there you go, Lloyd. You have it up on there. I have it. Ooh, that's a shiny new iPhone you got there. Is that?
Yeah, I got a 6 Plus just to play this game.
That's dedication.
But I did get it on pretty much the same day, so that was kind of a nice little bonus.
That's cool. So I don't know, Lloyd, should we preface this conversation at all, or should we just start talking?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's just talk about what our thoughts were. Like, this has come out, like, when did DI.2 come out? It was September 20-something?
3rd, I think, 23rd. Here.
So this is not September, and the iOS version came out. So this is many months after the original release of the game. And I get that this is a lot to develop, and I'm not trying to belittle the development team working on this. Like, they did an amazing job squeezing it down and fitting it on there. But this is a game that's been out for a while, and now the iOS version has come out. And to me, a lot of the things that were promised with Disney Infinity was the ability to take your figures and use them from one game to another and own them and level them up and keep the same experience. Doesn't seem to be coming across on the iOS version. None of the characters that I've unlocked in Disney Infinity 2.0 are unlocked in this game. Of course, you have the web codes that come with all your figures, and I guess that's what they're meant for, is this. But in a connected universe like Disney Infinity, you would hope that everything would just be connected. You log in with your Disney ID. It knows which figures you own, because if I go to my Disney profile, it shows all my figures, shows their level, shows all that stuff. It knows that. But for some reason, it's not coming across on the phone. Even if I type in a web code and unlock my Spider-Man, it's still version 1, or sorry, level 1, which is, I don't know, was kind of jarring to me. Or level 0, actually.
Level 0, yeah.
Which was kind of jarring to me, because I worked hard on my Levelator Mark II that I'm on right now to level up all my characters to level 20. And I mean, I didn't level up all my characters with a spark generator, but a lot of them I did. Figures that I didn't really want to play with too much.
Right.
But now I have to go and level them up again, and I can't, because all the level spark generators crash the iOS app after about 5 minutes of running, and they've toned down the amount of spark generation as well. So where you get orange sparks pretty often on the console, even after the initial burst that would get you like to level 3 when you first stepped into it, it slowed down a lot. And we were chatting a little bit, Will, me, myself, and you, and a lot of people that were in the chat room at the time, in our own like kind of hangout chat. And the only thing that we could figure out is the spark generation is down because of in-app purchases.
Yep.
There's a bunch of discs that are only available in this version of the game, and we were trying to figure it out. It's like, oh my god, there's going to be some secret things. What can this mean? But then when you look at the flubber and you look at the top hats from Scrooge McDuck, all they do is they give you a bonus to your spark generation.
Yep.
So to me, it seems like even though I've leveled up my characters to level 20 or level 5 or level 10 or whatever, I have to do it again. But they've given me a way to do it faster if I spend some in-app purchase money or take some time to unlock sparks some other way, doing their daily challenges or something else. I don't know. To me, that just feels it doesn't feel like they're cheating me, because that's not right. That's not what I want to say, but it feels odd, and it's not the promise that I thought was there, the implied promise that when I level up a character, it was going to be leveled up across all of my games. I guess they're out on this is the fact that I'm not playing with my actual physical character. I'm not taking my Iron Man and dropping it on my iPhone, because that doesn't work. So maybe they're getting away with it that way, or they're not getting away with it. I keep it's sounding like I'm trying to say that they're doing something evil, which I'm not trying to say at all. But I think maybe that's how they're getting around the Disney ID connection, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. It was not what I wanted, and it's way later than I would have hoped it would have been. So if this would have come out like a month after launch and this is what it was, I would have said, "Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to build my levels. I'm going to play through some of the community levels." But unfortunately, I think it's too late of a release. For me, it's work, and I've already gone through that work. I don't know if I want to do it again.
I
hands off. I feel like I'm Jason Haynes right now. I'm sorry.
Well, I might take some heat off of you, because everything you said I agree with, except for my camera not autofocusing. I'm so incredibly bitter of this release, and I'm just gonna try to breathe it out and speak calmly about this topic, because this app it upset me so much. So first off, let's kind of go over some positives. It's beautiful.
It looks so good. Like
it's a console quality graphics. I mean, I don't know.
And it look how beautiful it is. Yeah. I mean, all the Tron textures that I love look Tron-y, which is awesome. They should be Tron-y. I love Tron. It looks great, and it runs on a phone now, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then all the other stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it looks like it's rivaling. I don't know, 360 or PS3 minimum. With the what's that?
Your green screen's wiping half the picture out. That was pretty.
My bad. So anyway, yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice that it's now on a phone. That's a great upgrade, even for people who have the smaller screen phones. Still works great, but I just feel like that it's kind of a slap in the face to Disney fans, to Disney Infinity fans, and it's frustrating, Lloyd. Like you said, that you have to re-level your characters. Like we were saying, or you were saying, it seems that that's a mechanism to get you into the in-app purchase fold, and to entice you to eventually spend money on the Sparks.
Yeah.
And
you can buy them with Sparks that you've gotten from playing the game, so they're not necessarily asking for money right away. But you can buy all the characters for high prices. So they really do want you spending some money in this game. That's why it exists.
And the thing is like, okay, on the one hand, it wasn't free for them to develop. So
yeah, I get it 100%.
But at the same time, I'd rather spend $5 on this app and unlock all of my power discs. The fact that your power discs are also purchased through in-game currency, which can also be purchased by in-app purchases. So you can, so there's a pack. That's a figure pack, though, right?
Yeah, it's a figure pack. So
bring up a power disc pack, though.
Let's go to power discs
or Sparks. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, here's a couple of them. There's the Enchanted Rose discs, and the Mulan's outfit, and Flubber and stuff like that. Those are the ones that give you the multipliers to your Sparks.
And so it's they cost 50 Sparks, I think. I don't know if that's across the board, because I haven't frankly wasted my time with them, because I've been so frustrated with again, for those special ones, even if they did have these power discs that you could only buy in game with in-game Sparks, that's cool. But the fact that Jason and I were talking pre-show, the fact that they are making you rebuy power disc that they've already forced you to blind bag buy to accumulate, countless of dupes. It's just ridiculous. So you can buy packs of hexagonal disc for, what is that? I think it's $4, $3.50.
Yeah, it's $3.49. Canada, they just upped the purchase price, so it's $2.99, I think, in the States.
Yep.
which gets you 3 vehicles, all that I have doubles of already. So I already own multiples of these ones, but they don't show up in the game. I have to buy them again if I want to play with them in this app. They have an amazing system of everything that you do in the game is synced up to their servers. I wish I could play with the discs I already own and not have to buy them. It frustrates me to no end, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And so, again, I think it's a little bit disrespectful for people already in the system. And they should have given the opportunity, even if they did make you purchase the application, because, again, you're getting something. I understand, don't give away something for free, but also don't make us buy things we've already bought. So is that one figure of Thor?
No, this is the Assault on Asgard Pyramid Disc. $5.79 in Canada, $4.99 in the US. I already own it. I bought the starter kit. I should be able to play this without having to spend another $5. But I can't. So I will be playing it on my console and not on this awesome iPhone 6 Plus that I love to death.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, Lloyd, but my takeaway is the app for me is going to be used to build on the go. One saving grace is that your unlocked toys from in-game are unlocked. So that's a big piece, and for anyone who just wants to build on the mobile, you can do that as long as it doesn't require a power disc terrain or Skydome. But for me, yeah, it's simply going to be used as a tool to build on the go and not really play the game on the go, which is why I was kind of hoping to be able to literally take Disney Infinity with me everywhere and practically do what I can on the console. So
yeah, I'm just disappointed. It's great for what it is, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to bother. Like the typing in my web code is just annoying. I have every figure already, except for a couple, of course. But the ability or the need to go and grab the card and type in the web code just so I could play it with that character in the game that doesn't already have my levels synced up. I don't care. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to play with the free games or the free characters that they unlock every day. It looks like Boondoggle Man in the chat room says that if you use the starter pack code, it unlocks the pyramid discs. Maybe I'll think that one.
I'm gonna check that right now because I did use the starter pack because that's how I unlocked those characters. I really hope you're right because that would be wonderful. Toy box. Oh yeah, Toy box game disc. The pyramid disc. It looks like it does unlock
them.
Those.
Maybe I'll have to go do that just to get those as well. Oh yeah, there's the The Avengers starter pack and Ultimate Marvel toy box pack, and that's weird. Oh, it's the one. Oh, okay. There's the Ultimate Disney toy box pack.
Yeah,
which is $30. Yikes.
Was it? Yeah. And I don't even know if it. Oh, I guess it shows you what it comes with. The Ultimate Disney comes with Donald, Aladdin, Maleficent. So it comes with all of the original characters plus the two pyramid disc for Stitch and Merida. So I mean, I guess $30 for that isn't bad. It's probably the same content as more or less in the console, but
I don't know. Like you're buying. To me, it seems weird of the thought of spending real money on virtual characters that you're not really playing with like you are on a console. You're not holding the physical figure and dropping it on a pad and then having that figure appear in the game. To me, maybe I'm too old. I don't understand that. But I know in-app purchases are huge. People spend hundreds of dollars on donuts for The Simpsons Tapped Out and other games like that. And maybe there is a huge market for it, but I don't know. It just seems really, really odd, and the unlocks are really weird. The fact that none of my hex discs and circle discs and pyramid discs just automatically were put out there is the weirdest thing to me.
I was like, when I first booted up, you had I think a couple hours to play it before I did the day it released, and I'm like, Lloyd, what am I doing wrong, man? I was like, is this a game bug, like that my pyramid disc aren't showing up? I mean, that my hex disc aren't showing up, or what's going on? And then you explained everything to me. I'm like, oh, really? So basically, they turned Disney Infinity app into a freemium game, essentially. You know, it's a
bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we already own all the stuff.
Right.
We'd hope to get some of that stuff automatically just populate in our game. At least I hope it. I hoped for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Odd. I don't know.
Odd. So that's our thoughts on the iOS app. Love to hear everyone else's thoughts. So again, you can either comment on the blog post on DisneyInfinity.tv or in our Facebook group where we continue the discussion after the show, because we would love to hear your thoughts. Are Lloyd and I in a bubble right now? And we don't know how the way of the world. Lloyd does a touch podcast every week. Or you used to, and you still do it on occasion. And so
there's one on the network,
yes,
being hosted by two other. My current or my old co-host is now the new host, and there's a new co-host on that show. And I can see if they're going to talk about this on one of their episodes coming up, because I know Jared did play Disney Infinity.
Cool.
So we'll see if he played around with it. Maybe he loves it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess what the point I was getting at is that you used to be on that show. You used to talk iOS gaming weekly, and so you kind of know what you're talking about. So that's where we would love to hear your thoughts on if you think Lloyd and I are crazy. And we don't take offense if you do think we're crazy. Half the time we think that of ourselves. So
there's a good chance that there's a huge portion of the population that are playing this game and loving it. For me, the collector, someone that has already spent hundreds of dollars on the physical pieces of plastic that I like to put on the game mat and play with, the fact that all that stuff wasn't there immediately just made me crazy, especially the discs. Not having all my discs show up that I've unlocked it's I don't know, it's kind of a slap, I guess.
Yeah, and that's something that actually affects gameplay. If you want to build on the go and your toy box build requires the Tron sky and texture, unless you previously saved that toy box, it's not going to work. Yeah. The chat is kind of echoing what we're saying. The Maxi Geek installed it day one. It's fine, but they prefer playing on the console or at least the PC version. Full of Gunk saying is couldn't agree with us more. Would just add the difficulty of, or how difficult it is to get used to movement on the for the figures on the app. That's something that's touch controls. It's always kind of a tricky thing. The developer, I asked him if MFI controller support was coming, and he said it's something that's planned, and hopefully, he didn't promise it for the first update, but he did say hopefully it will come out in the first update. So if you have a controller, I'm not saying go out and buy something else just so you can go play more Disney Infinity, but if you have one lying around, that will hopefully help the controls. I also found that although the overall building experience is improved over Lloyd iOS, the first app, it's still, there's times when it's really difficult to place like terrain pieces flush with items. Like you do that thing where you take your finger off the screen and it senses a touch and rolls it, or it throws it away from where you were actually trying to put it down. So Mad88 is saying he feels like the app is built for younger audience, and that may also be true. So let us know what you think, though. We'd like to hear about it. So I guess if I had to have it the way it is now or not have it at all, I'd still prefer it now. But I would prefer it now the way with these improvements that Lloyd and I discussed.
and again, I don't mean to be negative. Like I love this game. I love Disney. I love Infinity. It just, I don't know, it was just really odd to me when I checked this out. I was so excited, and it's like you were so excited for this huge present on Christmas morning. You open it and it's like 80 pairs of socks. It's like, oh, I like socks, but I kind of wanted a big toy. I wanted the big helicarrier Lego set so I could build it. You know what I mean? Like you're expecting something a little bit more than what you got. It's still awesome. Everybody needs socks, but it's not what I wanted.
You've heard it here, folks. Disney Infinity 2.0 on iOS is the equivalent of getting socks for Christmas.
And I love socks, so that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. No.
Not
totally. So cool. Well, and one of the things too, Lloyd, you made me think about just a moment ago, is that I think if they would have prepared us a little bit, it's not uncommon for hardly any information to be released to the public before an iOS game launches. Not always that way, but if they would have briefed us at all, And when I say us, I just mean the general player, then it wouldn't have been so much of a shock, but it was a real shock the day when we kind of figured things out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this week's show, Lloyd. I hope you had a good one, and I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed it as well. If you like what we do, please let us know. You can find us on all of the social media channels. Again, head over to our Facebook page to join in that conversation. Check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/DisneyInfinityTV. On Twitch, twitch.tv/DisneyInfinityTV. You can also find us on iTunes, all over the place. So we appreciate it if you come check us out. If you like us on iTunes, go ahead and drop us a review. It really helps the show out, and we'd appreciate that. Before I let everyone go, Lloyd, where can people find you outside of Disney Infinity?
Be careful there with what you're saying. You almost invoke the name of that shall not be named.
That other, yes, thing.
Exactly. If people want to find out more of what I do, head on over to vgpodcast.com. You can check out all the videos, all the shows that I do, YouTube stuff, let's plays, all that stuff is coming down the road on maybe a new URL in the near future. But as of right now, vgpodcast.com is where you can go for Nintendo Pulse and the D-Res podcast, and of course Touch of Gaming, which is the iOS show that I don't host anymore, but it's still live at vgpodcast.com.
Cool. Yeah, go check out your stuff. Awesome shows over there, and we're all part of kind of like that network and the network to come. So great content over there. Lloyd, my friend, I hope you had fun tonight. It was really nice having you back on the show, and I couldn't have thought of a better show to have you on than this iOS discussion.
Hopefully having me on the show was better than a box full of socks.
It very much so was. Unless, like you said in the chat, unless it was all Groot socks. My Groot socks are my favorite things ever. I literally go around the office like in meetings and I prop my leg up and I'm like, look, I'm wearing Groot socks.
I walk around the office without shoes on just so I can show off my Groot socks to everybody.
That's awesome.
So, hey, we've seen your socks. Put some shoes on. You don't see your feet everywhere. I repeatedly, yeah. I want to get some more Groot socks, different Groot socks. I love Groot socks.
Can't go wrong with Groot socks. So, and with that, I think on that bombshell, I think we'll call it a night. So again, thanks everyone. We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and we'll be on the lookout for next week. But until then, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.